All right, welcome back. I would just like to complete step 2 at the bottom of page 5 in chapter 1. One thing that we can do whenever we do division work is we can always check our answer. It does take a little bit of time, but when we check our answer, we can make sure we are on the right track and our answers are correct. Before we go, I want to just draw a couple vocabulary words to your attention that are found on page 4. The divisor is, in this case, 18. 18 is the number that is going into 12,749. So 18 is our divisor. I got things popping up. My dividend is 12,749. That is my dividend. And then finally, my answer to a division problem is my quotient. So I have my divisor, my quotient, and my dividend. Those are three vocabulary terms that are pretty important when you're dealing with division. Now back to step 2 on page 5, chapter 1. We took our quotient, which is 708, and we're going to times it by our divisor. Once again, our divisor is 18. I'm going to change my marker back to red. We're going to do 8 times 8, which is 64. We're going to carry the 6. 8 times 0, of course, any number times 0 is going to be 0, but I need to pull down that 6. So 8 times 0 is 0. I got to add the 6 to it, so it is going to be a 6 there. Then I'm doing 8 times 7. And of course, 8 times 7 is 56. So my first row of numbers is 5, 6, 6, 4. Now, this is an important step that sometimes students forget. You have to make sure you put a 0 in the place value of the ones place there, because now I'm going to the tens place. And I'm doing 1 times 8. And of course, anything 1 times any number is going to be that number. Now I'm going to take my eraser and get rid of that 6 because we no longer need that 6 up there. Back to the problem. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 0, of course, is going to be 0. Anything times 0 is going to be the 0. And then finally, we're doing 7 times 1. And 7 times 1, any number times 1 is going to be that number. So I have 5, 6, 6, 4, 7, 0, 8, 0. Now I just simply need to add this up. 4 plus 0 is 4. 6 plus 8 is 14. Carry the 1. 6 plus 0 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. And then finally, 5 plus 7 is 12. I gotta make sure I complete my 12 here. Now, this answer that I got, 12,744, should be very close to my dividend if I did things correctly. The very last step is I have to take that remainder of 5 and add 5 onto the problem. If I add 5 onto the problem, kind of getting a little bit low here. See if it'll still work. 4 plus 5 is 9. And I'm going to pause it here for a second just so I can Now, with the art of technology, I was able to recopy the problem and leave myself enough room so I can actually add it up and show you the correct answer. And that looks a little funny, so I want to erase this a little bit, and we'll try it one last time to make a 1. So, checking my work, this is step 2, chapter 1, page 5. I know I have correctly divided this problem out. 12,749 divided by 18 gives me 708, remainder 5. Because I checked my work, I took my dividend, I took my quotient, 708, times it by my divisor, got 12,744, and I added my remainder of 5, and I came up with 12,749.